Imagine walking down a street you know really well, I mean, a place you've seen maybe 1,000 times, but what if just for one day you saw it completely differently? Like, really saw it. Every smell, every sound, every little interaction, this whole symphony of detail you normally miss because, well, you're rushing, right? Thinking about other stuff. Today, we're not just imagining, we're actually taking that walk. Our deep dive today is based on something pretty unique. You might not expect it, actually. It's an English shadowing practice script. Yeah, one of those texts for language learners, where you listen and repeat to get the pronunciation right. But what's really fascinating, and this is why we're diving in, is how that act of repeating, of really focusing, forces this super granular engagement with what's being described. We found it's like a hidden lens. It gives you this amazing way to explore everyday observation and human connection.
It's really quite something because that process, the deep listening and repeating that the script demands, it can actually shift how you perceive the world around you. It's almost like a forced mindfulness practice, isn't it? It takes the mundane, the stuff you ignore, and makes it incredibly vivid. So yeah, it's not just about learning English. It's about learning to see again and hear and smell and feel with this intensity we kind of lose.
Absolutely. So, our mission today is to unpack this. We're looking at how the journey in the script, which moves through three language levels, beginner, intermediate, upper intermediate, also maps onto this journey of awareness. Richer senses, deeper thoughts, more social connection. And for you listening, this isn't just about language theory. Think of it as maybe a shortcut, a way to see your own world with more depth. Find those surprising little insights in the ordinary, maybe even get back a bit of that childlike wonder,
Oh,
So let's let this work together. Okay, let's unpack this first stage, the beginner level. The observations here are, well, they're almost childlike. They're so direct, really short sentences, just stating facts, focusing right on the immediate senses. It starts like, the sky is blue, there are no clouds, the sun is hot, the light touches my face. Simple as that. Then you get quiet steps, shiny new shoes, a clean street, small houses, open windows. It's like the absolute basic layer of perception, isn't it? It sort of forces you to strip everything else away and just register what's there.
It does, exactly. And that's its power, I think. If you connect this to the bigger picture, this first stage really shows how fundamental sensory input, just noticing stuff, is the bedrock of how we understand anything. Beginner language often focuses on concrete things, present tense, no abstraction. So it's not just basic English, it's like basic mindfulness training, hidden in plain sight. Think about your morning coffee. Do you just gulp it down? Or do you actually notice the steam, the heat of the mug, that first whiff of aroma? This stage makes you do that. It forces that direct, unfiltered connection.
And it's not just sight, is it? Straight away, you get the smell of fresh bread, so evocative. Then there's this tiny little drama playing out. A dog running, tail going fast, looking happy. The observer smiles, the dog barks once, runs off. Then a kid laughing, eating ice cream. Uh-oh, it melts, drips on their clothes. The kid starts crying, real tears. But then the mother speaks softly, gives a hug, gets new ice cream, and bam, smile returns. It's a whole little story, a rich moment packed into just a few simple lines. So even though the language is basic, it's incredibly good at capturing these fleeting, vivid bits of life.
It really is. It's quite an exercise in just present moment observation, stripping away the analysis, just saying what is, pure attention. But I mean, someone could argue, isn't this just a fancy way of saying the obvious, like pay attention and you'll see more?
That's fair. Yeah, you could say that. But I think the shortcut part is the deliberate, structured practice that the script guides you through. Using those language limits. Most of us, let's be honest, we don't naturally slow down that much. We don't register the specifics of the ice cream drama or notice how new shoes glint. This script, because it's so simple, it's like a training manual for your attention span. And the walk goes on, past a shop with all this vibrant fruit. Red apples, yellow bananas, bright oranges, purple grapes. Our observer buys a big apple, eats it slowly, enjoys the fresh juice, drinks some cold water, feels refreshed. It's almost primal, that connection to just getting food, feeling better.
And then comes this moment of pause, a real shift. They sit on an old bench, described as hard, paint broken, another small detail. They feel the soft wind, watch the leaves move gently, then they close their eyes, just listening. Birds singing, cars moving, people talking quickly somewhere nearby. Then open their eyes again to the bright street. Take a deep breath, feel calm and light. And the conclusion. The day is good. That's not just observation anymore, is it? That's an internal state, a feeling of peace that comes directly from paying that close attention. It shows how those basic sensory details build up to something deeper, emotionally.
Right. So if that beginner stage was like picking out individual notes, the intermediate stage starts weaving them into a melody, adding harmony. This is where it gets really interesting, I think. The sentences get longer, the story starts connecting more threads. That linguistic step up, it allows for this weaving of details, doesn't it? Turns those isolated snapshots into a more coherent scene, almost like a movie. It's like adding color and texture to that first simple sketch. So as the walk continues, the observer notices more. Those small houses, now we see they have balconies with flowers, red ones, yellow ones. And the smell of the flowers mixes with that smell of fresh bread we heard about earlier. They actually stop at the bakery this time, see the bread through the window, described as warm and soft. You can almost taste it. And they notice people waiting in line holding little paper bags.
And this brings up a really important question, I think. How do these extra details, these connections, actually deepen our engagement? We're moving past just recognizing things like house, flower, to appreciating how things fit together, the interconnectedness. As the sentences get more complex, allowing for clauses, more adjectives, the language itself helps build richer mental pictures, these little micro-narratives like the bakery line or, as we'll see, the toy shop. The script source mentioned memory and fluency for intermediate learners. That's not just about language, it's cognitive too. It lets us build a more complex, atmospheric mental scene.
Exactly. Then the walk takes them to a busier part of the street. More shops, clothes, toys, gifts. A real bustle. There's a colorful display of hats, shoes of every style. More detail. And then this moment of social observation. Kids are pointing at dolls and cars in a toy shop window, totally captivated. Their parents smile, but pointedly don't go in. A little slice of life. But then a key shift. The observer actually goes inside somewhere, a small bookstore, immediately hit by the smell of books. Shelves packed with novels, magazines, notebooks, and one book catches their eye. Blue cover, golden letters. It's about travel and adventure. They feel curious, and they buy it.
Now, for me, this is a critical bit. That transition from passive looking to active engagement. Buying a book on travel and adventure isn't just, a plot point. It feels like a metaphor, doesn't it? For how deeper observation sparks curiosity, makes you want to connect more, explore more. It's the difference between, say, just looking at a travel brochure and actually deciding to book the trip. It shows that human impulse. The more we pay attention, the more we want to participate to find out more.
Totally agree. So they leave the shop, and the light's changing. Sun's lower. The street is getting crowded now, people heading home from work, carrying shopping bags, walking fast, talking on phones. The city sounds are louder now. You feel that shift in energy as evening approaches. Then our observer enters a park, sees a man selling colorful balloons at the entrance, another little splash of vibrancy, finds a green bench under a tree, takes out the new book, starts reading, gets pulled in immediately, but then pauses to look around again. And the park is described as full of life. Kids chasing each other, couples walking hand in hand, an old man just sitting alone. The air smells different here, grass and water from the fountain, and the sound of the fountain is soft and calming. Feels like time slows down. The busy city fades away, leaving only peace in the park. And the sky is changing color, orange, pink, and a little purple at the edges. It's such a detailed, vivid painting of that moment, a real oasis.
Yeah, and it really highlights how that deeper observation lets us appreciate, contrast the quiet park right next to the noisy city. The intermediate language allows for these layered descriptions, building this really immersive atmosphere. It feels like you're the one on that bench, breathing that air.
Okay, so what does it all build up to as we hit the upper intermediate level? This is where, for me, the narrative really comes alive. It shows how these unexpected moments can suddenly connect people, create a temporary community, moving beyond just watching into a shared experience. So evenings deepening, clouds moving slowly, trees looking darker, shadows stretching out. The fountain is shining like silver in that fading light. It sets this beautiful, almost magical scene.
And what's fascinating here is that whole arc of connection, isn't it? From being alone and just observing intensely to suddenly being part of this shared experience. It illustrates so well how art, in this case is music, can just bridge gaps between strangers, create this temporary but quite powerful sense of belonging. Turning a public park into a kind of communal living room for a few minutes really feels like the peak of this whole observational journey.
And it starts so quietly. Near the fountain, three young people get ready to play music. They look a little nervous at first. Then the music starts, softly, and immediately people stop walking and turn their heads. Some just stand still, some clap softly, others get their phones out to record. Even the kids, the ones who were running and shouting before, they suddenly stop too, just watching the musicians with wide eyes. The whole feel of the park changes. It becomes different, calmer, warmer, and more alive. That's smart. The music makes our observer feel light and happy, like it's somehow joining all the people together. Strangers are standing next to each other, smiling, tapping their feet, maybe whispering. The music really connects everyone in this spontaneous, shared moment of, well, joy.
It's the creation of what you might call an ephemeral community. These moments, they're not planned, they just happen. And they become the fabric of city life, don't they? The text captures it so well, how all those individual observations suddenly merge into a collective feeling. But, while I absolutely agree the music creates connection, I'm also struck by how fragile it seems. The way the text describes the silence afterwards, the applause, and then the return to normal. It's almost a bittersweet point about how fleeting these public connections can be. Does the script suggest any lasting impact from this? Or is it just gone?
That's a really perceptive question. The script itself focuses mainly on the immediate feeling, but that feeling of being part of this small community, even with people I do not know, that seems really powerful for the observer, and it's highlighted by this lovely little interaction. A small boy holding a red balloon, caught up in it all, just turns and asks, "Do you like music?"
Hmm.
And the observer's simple reply, "Yes, I do. It is very nice." And the boy just nods happily. That tiny exchange really underscores that feeling of belonging. You also see an old man smiling quietly, two girls clapping along, singing a bit. It's those tiny, unforced moments that really deepen that sense of shared humanity, I think.
Indeed. And the way things return to normal afterwards, it does emphasize how special and temporary that shared moment was.
Yeah.
It's a vivid reminder of how public spaces can host these quite intimate collective experiences, which then just dissolve, leaving the memory. Teaches you to appreciate the present, perhaps.
Yeah. So our observer decides it's time to leave too, puts the book back in the bag, taking that quiet memory with them. Out on the street again, the shops are closing up now, doors being locked. But the restaurants are opening. Bright lights shine from inside. And now there's this powerful mix of smells in the air. Fresh bread, fried rice, grilled meat, and strong coffee. A whole different symphony of scents. The street looks different too. Warm, colorful, and alive because of the lights from the cafes. They pass one cafe, wooden tables outside, people laughing together. Their voices are described as music of another kind. See. There's a brief thought, maybe stop for a hot drink, but no, the decision is to go home. By the time they reach their house, the sky is dark, the air's cooler, the city feels quieter again. It's come full circle. But what a rich, textured, and deeply human journey it's been, all from just taking a walk.
And so we started with these simple, almost atomic observations, didn't we? Then moved into this more detailed, atmospheric picture. And finally, found ourselves right in the middle of this shared human moment, all from one walk.
And all guided by what looked like just a basic language practice script. It wasn't just about what was seen, but how the act of paying close attention transformed the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This deep dive, using this language script as a source, it's a powerful reminder, isn't it, that really seeing and hearing our environment, it's a skill. Just like learning a language is a skill. It's a skill that maybe strips away some of our adult filters, our mental shortcuts, and forces us to engage with the world as it actually is: vibrant, detailed, rich. So the question for all of us maybe is, what if we tried to approach our own daily commutes, or just a walk around the block, or even those moments waiting in line, with that kind of heightened awareness? What surprising little moments, what quiet connections, what sensory details might we be missing? Stuff that's right there, just under the surface of what feels familiar.
Yeah. Maybe the most profound deep dives aren't always into complex theories or abstract ideas. Maybe they're into the vibrant reality that's all around us every day. If only we remember to really look and listen and truly feel it, it certainly challenges us to rethink what ordinary actually means.